Good day, everybody that's not here yet. Get some drink here. Hello and howdy, whoever's there. So, I'm going to talk to you guys for a while and then record the show because I will be gone almost all day tomorrow. Got a concert. So, all that funness. Michael, how you doing there, Michael? What's up, Virgil? How y'all doing today? Yeah. Damn. So I ate for eating dry chicken. Yeah. Curious World. Autumn, Michael, creator. So I just talked to you. Yeah. I mean, from work. Yep. Cool. So hope you guys are all having a great day. Had fun over the weekend. It's gonna be a busy night. As soon as I get done here, I gotta work on this week's show and shoot it. Because I will not be here tomorrow night to record. Gonna go see the band Garbage tomorrow. Taking the wife. Taking the Tina. So, and then we get started immediately on some other stuff. Working on the Halloween show now for Sci Fridays, which will be a Doctor and the Witch episode. So we'll be coming back for that. I'm pulling two movies for that. So all that funness. Working on the week before, I will do a Grindhouse night. So in 2 weeks, yeah, whatever. Halloween night will be a Witch and the Doctor and the Witch. Thank you. Can you make season? Technically, I think I can, but I have no seasons, so I can put you together like some. Actually, got it around here. I actually got a DVD burner floating around here that I got recently, and I got to hook it up so I can burn DVD. Grindhouse, yes. I am currently figuring out what Grindhouse movies I want to air. A lot of completely inappropriate ones there, creator. Completely 100% inappropriate. Yeah, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and have all that fun. If you haven't already, great week. Yeah, this week's actually pretty decent. Although I'm not like one of the funniest things. We had a binder full of magic cards somebody left behind months ago. I have asked everybody, all my customers who come in a game, who left the magic cards. Nobody knew who they were. I have moved them around. I almost threw them away like a dozen times because it's like, it's magic cards. I put it aside. Somebody finally claimed it after I'd say almost a year. He's saying it's only been a couple months, and it's been well over a couple months. Probably been closer to like 9 months. So, howdy, Autumn. I tried the phone thing, but it didn't work the way I had hoped. So we're working on that for next time. So, Chuck from Australia. Man, Chuck, we have this ongoing joke about every time they go, is there Mexican food in Australia? And they always go, well, Taco Bell. And we're like, that's not Mexican food. If it's a binder full of Black Lotus, it's mine. Creator. Yeah. If I found a binder full of Black Lotus, I would not be here. No, I'd still be here, but I would have a lot better house. And I wouldn't live here where I live now. I would tell you a story there, Creator. Geez, back in, I think, 94, 95-ish, I was at a comic book convention in Georgia. I can't remember if it was Dragon Con or Atlantic Comic Con or something like that. But Wizards of the Coast was there, and they were selling Black Lotuses for $50 a pop, limit 6. And I'm like, I think about it now, and I passed them up. I knew I could have sold them because at the time they were like $100, and I knew I could have flipped them, but I was on vacation and I had my money all for the vacation, and I passed on them. I could have because I would have got my buddy to buy them too. So I could have spent $600 and bought, or $300 and bought 12 Black Lotuses, and I passed it up. That's one of the ones that come back and you bite you in the ass, and you're just like, I know I couldn't have retired on it, but man, I would be living pretty good on that. Eats Taco Bell. Yeah, nobody eats Taco Bell. Same thing when you ask them about blooming onions there, Chuck. I've had a couple Australians that live here locally. We have the joke, and they're like, what the? What's a blooming onion? Hello, Steven. Oh, man. But no, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you enjoyed the lineup this weekend or last weekend. Because technically, I am already working on Sci Fridays, not for this Friday, but for the next Friday. And then I got to start working on the Grindhouse night. Trying to find, as I knocking trash out, knocking stuff over here. Some good ones. You're definitely going to get one of my favorite exploitation movies. So I'll give you that much. And the Dr. and the Witch are working on a Halloween episode again. And yeah. So it's going to be a classic monster is what we're going for Halloween this year. So I don't know if you guys. I don't want to give too much away because I don't want to. Yeah. But I'm always looking for Grindhouse movies that even I haven't seen, and I've seen a lot. I just literally had that conversation a couple days ago. Well, a couple weeks back. We talked about when we used to do the Grindhouse nights in Inglewood, in Ohio, and it was a blast. I remember one night we were done and we watched our 2 movies, and the guy that ran it, he goes, I know it's early because those movies are short, but do you guys want to go home? We're like, no. So we watched a whole nother Grindhouse movie. I'm trying to remember what movie that was. I can remember, but I can't remember the title. So I'm not like back doing flicks, but I'm also doing my director's. Sweet autumn. Hopefully, I'm planning. I don't know if this is like egotistical of me or anything like that, but I'm thinking about doing like the Captain the movie, like just doing all the dumb stuff and follow this asinine adventures of me and my friends. And you get to see it in color. See, I'm old enough to remember that when you go, presented in color. Okay, I got a question for you guys. We had this discussion at the shop. How many of you remember when your local TV stations signed off at night? Like around 1 o'clock in the morning, came back on, I think like 4 or 5. Had the, some people had the test patterns. So Death Proof of Kurt Russell's good. Love Death Proof. Definitely can't use that one, but I love the actual Grindhouse movies. Got to see that in the theater. That was a blast. Around midnight. Yeah. We had did it do the like national anthem, and then it went, and then some places still had the test patterns. Others were just shut off for the night. It was a blank screen. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So I'm not too. It's like trying to explain to kids that are like, what do you mean TV shut off? See, there was a time when you had local television stations, so they only wanted to pay for X amount of time. So they, although our local stations, that's how I found out all of our local late night horror hosts and stuff like that. So I do. My mother used to yell at me. I'd watch the Test Pattern Creator. That's funny. NBC affiliate would sign off at 1 a.m. Yeah. I knew it was bad because I was one of the people who on Saturday mornings got up so early the Farm Report was still on. Or I'd stay up late enough to the Farm Report was still on. Benny Hill. Damn, love Benny Hill. I still got Benny Hill DVDs and VHSs over there. Excuse me. I blame my grandpa for that. Oh man. I'm definitely of the TV generation. I had to have the TV on all the time. So still do. Still very, very little time where I do not have a TV on. So TV was the big brother I never had. The greatest babysitter ever. Completely inappropriate, but here we are. And then, geez, I want to say I think our NBC affiliate here, Michael, was the one that stayed on all night. Yeah. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, and I'm just here for fun. I mean, I don't, be a kid, and I'm doing good. Vince is upstairs playing. We're going to, concert. He doesn't want to go to the concert with us tomorrow. He wants to go with the concert later on in the month, but I don't think we can go to that concert because I think Tina's got to work. So I'm glad I didn't buy tickets yet. But I think I'm getting to go to see a band called Spirit Mom. So, what's your drummer? Which is a band that plays nothing but like anime intro music and stuff like that. It was a fun party. What's your John Byrne story? Okay, so I got a few. I actually have a friend through the comic book guy, last name Pruitt. I don't want to give his first name away if you don't know. But Pruitt was a member of the John Byrne fan club. He also worked with another guy who got John Byrne to do his book for him, paid him like through the roof to make this one book. And, he told me, he's like, we all love his work. He's an ass, but we all love his work. And I'm like, this is from his own fan club. But jump a few years. Go a few years back. I'm back at, Virgil, technically you have met Tina. If you go back and watch any of the episodes of the Doctor and the Witch, and then she's on a couple episodes of my podcast. So yeah, hello Eric. But I'm at, go back to my John Byrne story. I'm at Mid Ohio Con back in late 90s, early 2000s maybe, and we're there, and so I'm in line to get John Byrne's autograph. And this guy has a Monopoly board, the Marvel Monopoly board. And he walks up and he puts it down. It's signed by everyone. Like Stan Lee signed right in the middle of it. It's got like everybody who's ever worked at Marvel. He looks at it and he looks around. And he goes, that's got none of my artwork on it. I'm not signing it. And the guy's like, well, I'm just getting it signed by all the Marvel guys. And he's like, I won't sign that. I didn't work on it. Okay. So another guy walks up with the Marvel lunchbox, the old school Marvel lunchbox, which I have over there. And he asked him, because it's yet again, another guy has gotten like a ton of people who worked at Marvel to sign this lunchbox. And he's like, guy doesn't work on it. I won't sign it. I'm like, geez, dude, I'm getting closer to my turn. And then he has this kid who got a sketch off of him. And he does a sketch for him, and he goes, "That's $35." And the little kid looks at him and goes, I don't have any money. And John Byrne goes, well, you need to go get your money from your parents then. And his parents come back and goes, we don't have the extra $35. Then proceeds to auction it off in front of the kid. And this guy wins it. And I'm hoping that he would win it and give it to the kid. And he won it for like, I don't know, like $40. And he's like, yeah. And he turns around and walks off. And I'm like, and his little kid's just like, puts his head down and walks off. So I'm like, man, what a dick, you know? So skip to the next year. And I think in Wizard Magazine or something, he had an article where he talks about the 10 books he hated doing. The 10 books that he did that he hated the most. And so I found all 10 of those books. Even his first book he ever did, which was like Wheelie and the Chopper Bunch, I think. But like the Snowblind cover from Alpha Flight is all just whited out. A bunch of other books. He signed 10 books. So I walk up. I literally wait my turn. I hear him dealing with some other people. Oh, yeah. Then there's a guy in front of me. This gets even better. And he's sitting there. He's signing this guy's comics. He signs a book, puts it aside, signs a book, puts it aside, picks this one book up, looks at it, sets it to the other side, signs the next book, signs 9 other books, gets his briefcase out, sets it down, opens it up, gets a stamp, takes that book, stamps it, and he goes, reprint book, reprint autograph. And I'm like, dude, I would have just told you not to sign it. Just don't even, just say that. So by this time, now it's my turn. I get up there. So I set my books down and he signs the first one. He sets it aside. He looks at the second one. He signs it, sets it aside. He looks up at me. He signs the third one. And then he kind of looks at the fourth one, the fifth one, the sixth one, and he just gives me the dirtiest look. Signs them and then slides them across the table at me. And yeah, he was a dick. Don't get me wrong. I still love his artwork, but him as a person is, nah. Him and Steve Rude, the guy behind Nexus and a bunch of other stuff. I don't know. I don't like him either. He made me so mad. If I wouldn't have had my Nexus comic books already signed by Mike Barron, the writer, I would just walked over and threw him in the trash in front of him. He was just rude. His last name's Rude. Then I called him out one time because he had posted, know your worth. Know your worth as an artist. Don't be begging for work. Don't be begging for money. Because people will put up, commissions. I'm doing commissions now. And he talks about that. And then a few weeks later, like something happened to his house, like his basement flooded or something like that. So then what's he do? He goes up and going, I'm doing commissions. I mean, and I'm like, so it's fine for you to do it, but other creators have to know their worth. And I'm like, yeah, don't be, dude, just be cool, man. You're a public figure. Just even if you're an ass, just be an ass at home. Turn it off. At least when you're out in public, I guess. I don't know. Especially, I don't know. Don't go back on what you just said like a week ago. I know I can be a jerk sometimes, and I'll be the first one to admit it. You catch me on a bad day, I can be an ass. But I try my best, I think we do our best that we all can do, but I gave this quote to my buddy, and he carries it. He literally wrote it down in a book. But I've said, you know how hard it is not to be an asshole? Because I'm right here not being an asshole right now. As it's not hard at all. Just don't do it. Believe me, there are days I could scream at customers as they come in the store, but almost 14 years, I think I've only blown up on like 3 customers in 14 years. So Yeah, and that was only because I was told I didn't know what the hell I was doing. Because he had been studying it for the last 6 days, and he knew what comic books were worth. I'm like, really? I've been doing this most of my life, and you're what, 22? I got T-shirts. You're older than you. I don't know. That's one of my favorite comebacks. I have T-shirts older than you. The ending of From Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah, God, I love From Dusk Till Dawn. Maybe but I'm not. Yeah. Oh man, it's bad. I'm gonna need some new reader glasses so I can actually read the screen. AJ. Oh man, you guys are all out tonight. That's great. I hope you guys had a good day. I hope you had fun. All that fun. I mean, if you're coming home from work, I hope you're having fun now. Or at least that your work is enjoyable. You know, I enjoy my job 99% of the time. It's that 1% I can't handle. I own the business. I always make jokes. I'm like, man, my boss will not let me have a day off. He will not give me insurance. I can't say that now. I got insurance. I bought myself insurance. Uh, just got home from work and I love my job. Hell yeah, Jay. If you love your job, Jay? What do you do for a living? Oh man, sorry. I'm drinking Ghost Welch's Grape because it tastes like old school grape soda. There's a picture of Sean Connery signed by Roger Moore. It's worth $800. School bus driver. Hell yeah. Jay, one of the funniest things is my senior year in high school. I'm a metalhead, old school metalhead, going way back. My senior prom, I went and seen Pantera and Skid Row. Well, I had the old school Pantera T-shirt. It said Pantera, Cowboys from Hell. On the back, it said "Fucking Hostile" on a big white letters, like across your back. I wore that to school. I got all the way to the bus ride home. And when I got off the bus driver was the only one to say anything the entire day. So, Creator, you know what's funny is I have the entire run of the Lucifer comics, and they're all signed by Mike Carey, even though he did not work on all of them. He's like, hell, he goes, I created the book. I wrote the book. He goes, yeah, they're fill-in guys, but I'm signing them all. He signed every copy. So even books he did not work on are signed by Mike Carey. School bus driver, huh, Jay? What grades? Or are you just across the board? So, dude, I've got some great signatures around here. If I dig through, I've met Max Brooks a couple times, so he signed a few books for me, and he signed books to my kids too. And they're like, "Hey, tell your dad," just stuff like that. It's like all these stupid little snippets that he wrote inside all the stuff that he gave for me and my kids. So he's a pretty fun guy. I've heard horror stories about him, but I have none. Same with Tom Savini. I've heard horror stories about Tom Savini, but I've never had a bad interaction with him. And elementary, middle school, okay, cool. All across the board then, Jay. Hell yeah. I got a question. Anybody want to hear a weird Tom Savini story about Joe and Tom Savini, my son Joe? Sure. So Joe was a little kid. I don't know, maybe 5-ish. So he's 26 now. We were at Pittsburgh Comic Con, and we get all the way over. Me and Tina and Brandon and Joe and Trevor. We all get in the car. We all go there. It's before Vince, and we go in, and Joe's like, "I gotta pee. And I'm like, we got to get through the line, bud. Can you hold it? And So he holds it. We finally get through. We get our wristbands on. We go in. We make a beeline for the bathroom. And Joe's doing the pee-pee dance, doing the pee-pee dance. And he finally gets over there and he starts peeing and he misses a little bit and pees on the floor. Ends up peeing on some dude's shoe. And that dude was Tom Savini. And I looked over and I'm like, oh, God, dude, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I go, he was in a hurry. We had to stand in line. And I'm expecting him to just tear into me. And he's like, I get it. I got kids and grandkids. I'm like, thank you. I'm so sorry. And I end up walking up to him, talked to him later. He took a picture with us and stuff like that. But we still give Joe crap about that to this day, that Joe peed on Tom Savini's shoes when he was like 5. Oh man. Oh yeah, Joe loves the story. Anytime you tell the bad Joe stories, he's just like, "Oh, Dad, whatever." Same way when we talk about the neighbor girl having a crush on him and having one of my best friend's daughter had a crush on him, which I said good because they're both train wrecks right now. That was so cool. Yeah, you know what? Like I said, Tom Savini was super cool about it. So, what are you going to do? They're little kids, man. And literally, Joe goes, I don't know anything else. He goes, I've been doing this all my life. And I go, kind of. I hate to say I never wanted this life for my kids, but then they grow up in it. So this just unintentionally becomes their lives. So, yeah. Joe's great. Joe's my bud. Me and him are together constantly. We're literally, usually, if you don't see me here with the Vince, I'm out with Joe because he goes with me almost everywhere. Every con, Joe's there. Now he goes to concerts with us. Not all of them. So he's always like, "Well, I don't know. I won't know till last minute." I'm like, "Dude, that's not how concert tickets work, man. You need to buy those concert tickets early and hope they don't sell out. And sometimes if you wait too long, the prices go up. But sometimes you wait too long and the prices go down because they didn't sell enough tickets. I've literally waited so long, I got free tickets. So, yeah. Well, like I said, Autumn, I have tried to get Joe on here, and the only way Joe will appear on the show will be in character. He will probably be wearing a mask or something. He is kind of terrified of being online. I don't want to sound weird, but he thinks that people will just tear into him and talk crap about him, and he's always worried about that. And he is a little shy. Oh man, I'll tell you what, there was a girl in the shop, and this girl was hitting on him hard. I legit was helping him, and I walked away. And this girl was just like putting her hand on him and talking to him, and made Joe dressed up as Tom Savini for Halloween. I think I finally got him to talk into. I think we're going to go to a anime club on Halloween. So, have I ever met or seen Svengoolie? No, I wish. I've met a lot of the smaller horror hosts. So if you're like on the Monster Channel, I'm friends with a lot of those guys. The bigger ones, I've met Elvira once. Mufo, hello. Hey man, love the 30. Yeah, you're welcome. I love doing them. I'm going to bring back. I got a question for you guys. Let me know. I'm thinking about doing what I would like to call rewind episodes, where I just go back and pull stuff from the past, bring it up, and make another episode with nothing but old stuff I've already aired. So, Tuesday night, Cap Nights. Yeah, Mars, I like being here hanging out with you guys every other Tuesday night. When I'm gonna say after October, so then we'll bring back stuff back that guy. So, yeah, I've heard really good things about Svengoolie. I really have. Yeah, but like I said, there's some really nice people out there. Don't get me wrong, there's some buttheads in the horror host thing, but it is what it is. Um, I've tried Golden Lance, and that was a no go, but maybe it'll appear on after school specials on my Patreon. Who knows? So, um, I my favorite episodes are 1 through 100 classic Captive. Yeah, dude, and that was just me like coming into myself and oh Lord, bro, Creature Features is good. Mars, I do like those guys. I watch them at the shop from time to time. So yeah, hey Cap TV. Um, my goal is down the line somewhere to have a streaming channel on Roku. That's my goal. Um, so yeah, that's the plan. I'm like literally in the early stages of like trying to find a building, but we're gonna see how things go. A lot of stuff's up in the air right now, but my goal is to have a building strictly just for my show. Um, so, and we would build it. We would have a Sven. Yeah, he is retired. That's why I brought in the new people. I think I did not realize how old Rich was until recently. I saw him went out his makeup, and I'm like, wow, okay. Yeah, my goal is to get a just a place so I can have a studio 24 hours a day, 7 days a week with internet, and have it all set up. And I would have I would not run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I already have people that would work on other shows for me and stuff like that. So I know you like heavy metal. So yeah, Mufo, hell yeah, I'm a metal guy. The guys that run the American Horror Channel and Roku. Cool, creator. Next question. Thank you. This is the Sunrise on Slaughter Beach Tour 23, I think. Burning Beard, yes. I say that because I see Clutch multiple times almost every year, except for this year's only been once. Last year was twice. The year before that, I think it was like 3 times. 11 times. I've seen them 11 times. No band I've seen more than any other band everywhere. So. Yeah. God, I've this has been a year of concerts for the Captain, man. I've been yeah, I thought it's weird. Yeah, I'm literally going tomorrow to another concert, and I was at a concert like 2 weeks ago. Ailstorm and Glory Hammer. If you ever get to see them, they're freaking great. And his crew in the mall. Sweet. Chili. Oh, ever at the Monroeville Mall there. There, Jay. Chili Billy. Never met almost everybody but that was still alive, but George Romero from the original Night of the Living Dead. And Chili Billy's in Night of the Living Dead. He's one of the news crew guys. Never met Chili Billy though. God, our local horror host for me that I grew up with, was a guy named Dr. Creed. Ended up becoming friends with him later on in life too, which is really kind of cool. I guess we became good acquaintances. He's the coolest guy I've ever met. Sweet. It's always cool when you meet people that you grew up liking, and then they're really cool. That's the way it was with me and Dr. Creed. I've met him a couple times over the years. Car shows and stuff like that. And then through a mutual friend, I met him and we would talk. Next to you, Captain. Yes. Oh, I thank you. Thank you, Jay. I try. I wouldn't say I'm that cool though. Yeah, I am a total dork, and I admit it. I'm a cool dork though. Oh man, I remember my wife talking to a girl she worked with years ago, and she was telling her about how big of a dork I was, and that I read comic books and had toys and watched cartoons and stuff and played video games all the time. And then I come rolling in, and at the time I still had a full head of hair, black leather jacket on, my beard was dark, She's like, I thought you said your husband was a dork. Because he is. I didn't say he wasn't a good looking dork. I do not think I'm. Yeah. I think you are essentially with the tunes. Oh, dude, I've told this many times, Jay. As I have absolutely no intention of ever growing up. None. I don't feel like it. I do my adulting when I have to, and I'm good. It's dumb having to grow up. I mean, I tell my friend, yeah, one of my best friends. I've known him since junior high, loving to death. He's like he's a brother, and he's like, man, I wish I could play D&D. I wish I could still go to concerts. I'm like, then do it. What's stopping you? I was like, dude, if you want to play D&D, I got the books. We'll play D&D. You want to go to a concert? I've invited him to concert. And the Tina's trying to talk his wife into letting him go to concerts with us. But I'm like, dude, just. And now he's kind of back into reading comics. There's Star Wars comics, but I got him back into reading comics. So I'm like, yay. Comics and cartoons. Hell yes, Virgil, 100%. My dad asked me one time, he goes, when do you think you're going to stop collecting comic books? I said, the Wednesday before I die. And he goes, why Wednesday? And I goes, that's the last day comics ship. So, but the thing is, now the comic book ship on weird days. I get mine on Friday the week before. Technically, I think I'll have some of them I get earlier. There's no actual shipping dates. They just ship it when they're ready. I got a whole bunch of manga coming in. I don't even know when that's supposed to get here. So this is what happens when I don't know if you guys know, Diamond Comics folded. They finally shot themselves in the foot so many times that they finally died. But now there's what's really sucks about that is now all the comic book companies are going to different distributors. I literally think we have like 5 different distributors now, and it sucks. At least when we had Diamond, it was all centrally located. Yes, they had horrible customer service. Yes, they had horrible shipping. Yes, they didn't take care of their books, and they all shipped damaged half the time. But you at least dealt with one entity, which kind of sucked because it was a monopoly. So their answer for everything is, we'll go somewhere else, which you couldn't. Now you've got Lunar, Penguin House. I got Simon & Schuster, Alliance again, and GTS, Entertainment Earth. Those are for toys and gaming. And then a lot of the companies aren't even a lot of comic book companies aren't even going through a distributor at all. They're like, we'll just come to us. We'll ship directly, which is fine. But man, seriously, their books are expensive now. What used to be $3.99 is now $10. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. So, oh my God. Yes, Virgil. Oh my God. I'll tell you what's killed me was that Spider-Man Magic set. Everybody thought it was going to be huge. Everything was allocated. I got as much as I could and it's just meh. Just Magic players don't necessarily read comics, and comic book readers don't play Magic. And we're hoping that there was enough crossover that it would work, and it hasn't been. So, oh man, I don't know if oh yeah. So you can see right there, I got a new Spider-Man mask. I have my new Wolverine mask tomorrow. So I don't know if I'm going to wear this with my Spider-Man costume and go take Vince out, but I might. I was going to order my Doctor Doom costume, full costume, the armor, and the whole 9 yards, but I don't know. I do want it, but it's expensive. And it's something I can only wear a couple times a year. So yeah, you want You know what pictures of me as Spider-Man? Too expensive to combine both the hobbies. Virgil, you have no idea. Um, I actually had to slow down on collecting toys, and because I'm not that I just run out of room. I mean, I collect records, I collect comics, I collect manga, I collect toys and gaming books and arcade cabinets. And yeah. No on Bionic 6J. Astro Boy, I'll see what I can do. And Frightenstein, I'll bring back Frightenstein. I took some time off from that, but I can bring it back. At least family pictures. I will. I don't know if I all my family pictures are upstairs hanging up. Let me see here. I can at least cheat and bring something up on my phone. So my family figures are like yeah, it's horrible. GI Joes are because of tariffs and stuff. What used to be like $20 now are anywhere from 25 to 30. So they've all gone up. So let's see here. It'll probably okay. Wait a minute. There's me and Joe at a concert. Me and Brandon and Joe at a concert. Me and at wrestling. There we go. Let's see. Can you focus? Wait a minute. There's the Lee boys. There we are. There's me and my kids at health concert. There we go. Yeah, I had to make decisions there, Virgil. I had to start deciding. Toys need to, yeah. Let me see if I can. We always take concert picture or photos at everything we do. At the Horror Host Hall of Fame. It's a horrible picture. Me at the anime convention. Crap. Damn. I'm trying to find a good, clear picture of all of us, which isn't real good on a little tiny phone. But yeah. So hello, Thomas. Yeah. I'm. I don't know. We're a fun family. Yeah. Yes, Autumn. I do. It is over that way. So it's framed up. I have it framed up, but not. It was hung up, but I moved some stuff around, which I'm getting ready to redo again. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do with my this. Oh yeah, my family's crazy cool. We're not normal. We don't pretend to be. So, as my one of my good friends, he used to freak out because he grew up in a very kind of super traditional, kind of conservative family, and then he met us. Yeah, define normal. Normal to the spider is chaos to the fly. So, yeah, what family is normal? But yeah, he couldn't wrap his head around how we were at all. We never hid anything from our kids. I mean, I guess I did. I mean, my kids didn't know I had a drinking problem, but stuff like that. We've always been honest. It was so funny because we were sitting there talking about Santa Claus at the shop the other day. And one guy was complaining, he goes, yeah, my father-in-law spoiled it for my kids and told them that Santa Claus wasn't real when they were like 8. And I looked at Joe and I go, when did you realize Santa Claus wasn't real, Joe? And Joe goes, I don't think I ever thought Santa Claus was real. And I went, yeah, he's my kid. And I never discouraged them or told them no, but he's the critical thinker of the group, man. He is. I always joke around. Um, I always have a voice of reason, and my voice of reason up until relatively recently has always been Tina. Anytime I think I'm going to do something stupid, I hear Tina's voice going, "You think that's right? You think, yeah, I'm going to buy something." She goes, "You got room for that?" I hear that in my head. Now that Joe's gotten older and Joe's with me all the time, now if I go to do something stupid, I hear Joe's voice in my head going, "Dad, you think you should do that?" Maybe I should. It's bad when I hear my kid tell me not to do nothing stupid. So I quit 8 years ago, 1 month before my son was born, and haven't. Ah, nice. Man, dude, I quit drinking. Was it 11 years ago? May. Yeah, I feel much better, so much better. Don't get me wrong. I would say I'm clean and sober, but I do eat one edible a night to help me sleep and relax. I have horrible sleeping habits, so I do that. But man, congratulations, Virgil. I wish I would have. I wish I had stopped drinking before my kids were born, but yeah, Jay, I was the opposite. I drank because of my dad. I definitely smoke. Yeah, dude. If I would have discovered edibles and everything, because I've never liked the smell of weed. I don't like smoking. Um, if I would have discovered this stuff back in the early '90s when I started drinking, I would never picked up a bottle. I would never drank in my life. So yeah, and I would have done a lot. Oh, hell yes, Autumn! Congratulations. I've been working on trying to get my buddy Mick to stop smoking. He goes off and on, so drugs are drugs. Just say, yeah. I'm kind of at that point where I do the edibles so I don't have to do the like the chem. I don't have to worry about prescription drugs. I know that's bad, but I can get a pack of gummies for $1, and it's way. No, no. I'm not gonna lie. I feel way better, and I don't get. Yeah. Okay, I got two. I'm a caffeine guy. I can't help it. I used to tell people I died 4 years ago that the caffeine keeps my heart going. So I was up to 3 pints. Oh my, jeez. I drink about a gallon of iced tea every day and at least one energy drink every day. Ugh. Coffee, yes. I'm not a coffee guy. Love my tea though. I'm a tea drinker. Got to have that. I've actually got blue tea back behind the bar over here. I got to brew up. My buddy Bone gave it to me to try. So just not a coffee guy. Never have been. Love teas though. Big green and oolong tea guy. Oolong's like one of my favorites. So now a mug a day. That's pretty damn good. There, Mars. I used to always joke around. People I worked with are like, you drink energy drinks all day, and I'm like, you drink like 18 cups of coffee. So shut up. Gotta have my tea. Hell yes, Jay. Gotta have the tea. There are some good smelling coffees out there, but I never developed a taste for it. I would drink it, and like when a couple places I work, because in the winter you got free coffee, and when it's really cold and the building never gets above like 50, yeah, you're like, I'm going in and out of the building. I would just drink coffee just to stay warm. So I got a caffeine story, which is fun. I worked at another store before I opened my store up. I worked there off and on for years. One day I'm working, and my boss had his friend over, and his friend, hell yeah, Virgil, was a doctor, and he asked Fred for a water. And Fred goes, oh, there's one in the refrigerator. He opens up, he sees my energy drink right there. He turns around, starts yelling at Fred. And he's like, Fred, he goes, you shouldn't be drinking this stuff. And Fred goes, I don't know whose it is, it's not mine. And one of the other employees goes, oh, it's Paul's up front. So the doctor grabs the can out of the refrigerator and he storms up front to me at the cash register. And he slams it down on the counter. And he looks at me and he goes, you drink this? Is this yours? I'm like, yeah. He goes, that's not good for you. And I was like, I know. And he goes, how many you drink a day? And I said, I don't know, like 5. 5? I was like, yeah, 5 energy drinks. Like, yeah. And you're still alive. And I went, yeah, fine. I don't have any heart problems or nothing like that. I was like, but I worked constantly. So I slept like 2 hours a night if I was lucky. So, love the smell of unlit cigs. Don't smoke, you just sniff. Depends on it. Yeah, energy drinks are double the caffeine of coffee. No question about that. But the nice part about it is I know this is bad. No sugar, no calories, or 10 calories. So I drink these instead of eating candy because it quenches like this. So what? Did you know about the new cut of Cap? No. Holy crap, Michael! I gotta find out about that. So yeah, the movie's horrible, but I still like it. I love all them like cheesy 70s, 80s, and 90s superhero movies. Big fan. So I got all that dumb crap floating around here. So I wanted to talk about the last week. I did a Thursday episode. That was just a fix of the one that we'd had a couple weeks ago that just locked up at the end. I have no clue what happened, so I had to trim all that off and then put everything back together. No clue what happened there. Arnold Palmer, half and half light. Yeah, that's good. Half joking, bounce off the walls. Thanks for the heads up. Yes. Oh my god. I don't want to drink as many energy drinks. I drink, like I said, drink maybe one a day now. Like I said, I went from between 4 and 6 a day to 1 sometimes. I drink like 5 a week. So it keeps me although I do drink tons and tons of tea, so it was a lot better, more focused on Captain America's failure of stopping. Okay. Blue, hello. Captain cutting back. Yeah, I really am trying, but I'm down to 1 a day. I don't think it's bad. I'm also trying to drink more sugar-free juice and stuff like that. Tina's trying to get me to drink more like Powerade and stuff, but says it might help with my headaches. Which is really bad, but I never had a monster other than that. You need less beer. Oh man, I do not miss beer at all. That's funny, Blue. That's hilarious. So I gotta ask what are you doing? My dog's down by my feet. So I am a total sucker for the Ghost G Fuel and C4. They'll have candy flavors. So I try to stay healthy. I have to. I do. I don't eat hardly any candy, and tried that, and it's an acquired taste. Yeah, I'm not a Monster guy. I do like the Monster refreshers, the ones that are the tea, because you can get literally like Monster green tea. So I do dig that. Regular Monster, not a fan. Like if I'm at a concert or a bar or something, that's all they have, I will drink one, but I try not to. Although I don't go to bars much unless there's a band playing or good food. Ice your energy drinks to the loot. Yeah. See, I don't have that problem, but this tastes just like, remember Welch's grape juice, the when you were a kid? That's exactly what this tastes like. Although I don't know how many of you guys like Liquid Death, but Liquid Death makes a water that tastes exactly like Fruity Pebbles. Exactly. It is awesome. I make green drink out of leaves in my yard with raw garlic cottage cheese. Oh. Powerade and water when I'm not a big fan of. Oh man. I used to drink the hell out of Powerade. I don't know. I drink like 2 of the big bottles a night, but that was when I worked third shift overnight. Now I'm not up and trying to stay awake all night, so I probably could. I eventually get tired and pass out over there on the couch. So I hate to say that, but sometimes when we're running Saturday, the anime source, I've literally been just so worn out. I'm like messaging people, and the next thing, oh crap, that was like 20 minutes ago. Oh, sorry guys. I gotta wake up. Oh, okay. Because then the dogs and the vents will make sure that I'm up by 2 to let them out, and Vince will come and steal my couch. So, you know what? I used to love Kickstarts, but I don't know. The ones I used to like, I don't know what they did with. I think they changed the flavors. They're blue. Yeah, they're. I'm not gonna lie. I used to be a big fan. I think it all starts from back when I was a kid. I loved Jolt Cola, Gatorade, Twitch. Dark cherry. Yeah, it was dark cherry, and I think maybe wild berry punch or something like that were the 2 I used to drink. Some kind of punch. I'm not a big fan. The worst part about it is that we got the trolley Mountain Dew at the shop, and now Tina loves that. You know what? Oh my god! I'll tell you another horror story. Back when I drank, we're at where my wife used to work. She used to work at a bar, the restaurant side. Our friend Roger comes up to me and goes, "Drink this," and he hands me the big gulp cups, the big 64-ounce big gulp cups. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I drink it. And I'm like, that's not bad. He goes, what is it? Goes, it's a Jaeger bomb. It's yours. And I went, what? And he goes, yeah, it's like 3 cans of Red Bull and like half a bottle of Jaeger. And I'm like, oh, this isn't going to end well. And I finished drinking Mountain Dew and gin. Oh, I used to drink my drink of choice when I was young was the vodka and orange Gatorade. So, yeah, it would go right through you. And we also have the theory that the stuff that Dr. Jekyll drank that turned into Mr. Hyde was Jaeger, because I'm not allowed to drink Jaeger. Even when I was drinking, Tina would not let me drink it no more. I turned into a monster. So bad. And wild berry schnapps. Oh, I don't miss schnapps at all. Ooh. Does anybody remember? They used to have a drink. It was called a Screaming Nazi. It was a triple shot. You layered it. It was 151 Jaeger and Rumpelmints. And if you made it right, you could set it on fire. And that used to be our go-to drink. I'm supposed to switch. because they would screw you up bad. So now I don't, but I don't drink at all now. So it's like, oh, cool. I look at all this stuff when I take, especially if I take me and the boys go out and they'll have, well, Brandon will have a drink. Joe is, yeah. They still make those at the local pub. Jeez. I guess the 90s aren't dead there, Michael. They kept that crap alive and they should have let it die. Peach schnapps with red pop. Oh. Okay. Oh, Jay, got a great story. High school. We were at a party and we kept taking this one girl's, she had peach wine cooler. So we kept topping it off with peach Faygo and handing the same bottle back to her. She got drunk and only had like half of a bottle of, because it was all peach Faygo. But oh my God, peach schnapps. Red pop. Yeah. We had a guy get drunk on near beer too, because we kept pouring near beer in his beer can. So that it's like, here, have another beer. Hand it back to him and he'd drink it. And he's like, oh, I'm so messed up. And we're like, you haven't had a beer all night. Because we're mean high school kids. Is there anybody meaner than high school kids? I mean, seriously. Junior high kids, I guess. But we were bad. My cousin tried to get me drunk. Cousins are great at that. I remember I was 18 years old. One of my best friends was a cop. And I was at his wedding. I was at his bachelor party. And I'm literally in a bar, 18, getting drunk with cops. And they thought it was hilarious that I was 18. And they were just buying me drinks all night. It was hilarious. Guy unknowingly drank a beer can of urine. No. My buddy drank a big can of tobacco spit. Oh, it makes me gag thinking about that tobacco spit. Went to peach schnapps to fuzzy navels. That makes sense. Although I say that, but I drink the Sonic the Hedgehog energy drink. Tastes like peach rings. Nobody touching my can. No. If I'm anywhere, it's always in my hand. I don't put it down. No, I don't trust nobody. Oh man, Jay, Dad gave you a beer when he was 18. I don't know when my dad gave me a beer. I wasn't 21 yet. I know that much. I was still in school. Way too young. So, although when my dad and my mom got a divorce, they left, and I didn't realize that they had left liquor in the house, and I found it. So I drank a bottle of Wild Turkey when I was 13. Regretted that every day. He gave me the bull. Yeah, get the bull by the horns, man. Go big or go home, right? So. Oh, gross. Roaches. The worst thing I ever did was when we were moving to this house here. I set my big iced tea down and didn't think nothing about it. And I took a drink off of it and a bee had flown in there. And so I just hurried up and just crunched, just chewed the bee up. Like, you little shit, you're not stinging me. Used to sip beer from it. Oh my God. I know I drank. I have a story that my parents love telling. I don't know if it's true. I don't remember it. I was either too little or got too drunk. Supposedly they were at a party at one of their friends' house, and I was just walking around picking up people's drinks and drinking them until they found me puking outside. So I don't remember it, but I was drinking as a child. So, but, hey, Courage, what are you doing, little buddy? What are you doing? My goofy little dog. Yeah. I miss my other dog. But things happen. I used to sip the beer phone. Scene from Vacation. Chevy Chase sitting in a beer with us. Yeah. That's what's fun is Joe don't drink, and I'm so glad he doesn't because he's the same age I was when I was making a lot of bad decisions. Brandon will have a drink here and there, but he's so paranoid he will not. Like if he leaves the house, he might have 2 drinks if I'm driving. So I'm like, good, stay that way. Don't be a dumbass like I was when I was 20s. So I don't know. It's like something about your early 20s where you think you're invincible and or you just don't care. Well, I have to go to bed, take the kids to school. Take care, Jay. See you Saturday. And have a good day. And doing good work there, bus driving them kids around. So I'm going to get ready to let you guys go unless you guys got some other questions or anything for me. Yeah, my mid-20s did not care. I was so actively self-destructive in my 20s. Holy crap. I don't know how I made it. So, did my best. Yeah, 2 nephews get wrecked. Oh, yeah. Brandon, like I said, Brandon, maybe 2 drinks here and there. Joe, 100% clean and sober. Even Trevor, my older son, is in his 30s. He doesn't drink that much anymore. You're welcome, Blue. Yeah, you're welcome, Autumn. You're great. Hey, mate, great show from Australia. Scott, yeah, another Australia. Holy hell, yeah. Night Jay. Yeah. Remember that Scott, that Outback Steakhouse has a bloomin' onion because they think that's Australian. And as I've asked every Australian, they go, "What the it's a bloomin' onion?" Awesome stream? Question mark, Michael. Thank you, Jay. You too. What's the hottest book of tomorrow in your opinion? From Bermuda. Holy crap, there, Blue. Hold on a second, Virgil. Let me go to this week's books or next week's. Yeah, this week's books. Tomorrow's books. Since I've had them for almost a solid week. All right. White Tiger Reborn is not bad. But Ultimate Wolverine's still kicking butt. Here we go. Cold Slither, the Cobra book about the fake band that the Dreadnoks and Zartan formed, is so good this week. It's fun. The new Batman's pretty good. And then if you like depressing stuff, Star Trek Red Shirts is fun. So awesome stream. This expensive place in the world. I could definitely see that being super expensive down there. Beautiful though, unless you cruise there. Yes. Never been on a cruise. But you guys have a great night. I'm gonna get back to working on this week's shows, and I'm going to start working on next week so I can try to get as much of this stuff as I can. Captain, what's the worst comic book based movie? Man Thing. Love the character. That movie was horrible. Man Thing, Michael. 100%. Don't even question. One of the worst movies. Man Thing only shows up in like the last 10, 15 seconds of the movie. Is not good. So, all right. You guys all have a good night. Take care. And from the captain and the Vince because he's upstairs probably playing video games. We'll see you all there, and bye. There was a Man Thing movie, Michael. I think you can find it on Plex or Tubi if you want to watch it for free, because I would not use anything to make you pay for that. That's garbage. So, and yeah, always a blast, Autumn, Blue, Michael, Mars, Virgil, Jay, Scott. You're all awesome, man. Take care, and we'll see you all there. And good night. And